Hey everyone, and welcome back to another All the Mods 9 episode. So, last episode we got to Tier 2 on the Blood Altar. We're going to go to Tier 3 now. I've got the 28 blocks, or runes, that it requires, 28 blank runes. And I've used the book to place down the pattern that I need to do Tier 3. So you can see here that it's 9 of 41 blocks are required. So, as I put these blocks down in the spots that are showing, it will enable me to, level it up. So I've got some cobble here. I've got, pop these in the corners for now. Let's do this, 1, 2, 3, and we can replace these as it's showing in the image there with any of the runes. But we'll just start with basic stuff for the moment, and move on to more advanced as the quest line dictates. So I now need 1, 2, and I needed another 20 runes. I already had 8 here, so it's a little bit of a downer that the quest asks for 28 when I've already got 8. So I'm going to use sea lanterns on the top. Apparently that's a valid thing. I didn't know it was, but we'll use sea lanterns. But, oh, thanks. Thanks very much. There's a block there. Where's my... I'm trying to lose my sea lantern by breaking it accidentally. Oh, touch it just to be sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tier 3 Blood Altar complete. So this will now... It's draining slightly, but it will be draining stuff into its internal tank. If I hover over this with my sigil, 14 buckets, which was pretty much standard. Capacity is 14. Thought it was more than that when you got to the next level, but that's fine. So Tier 3 enables us to do up to, got blank, reinforced, I think it goes up to imbued. So Tier 3, it requires 5,000, which means I potentially need to, at this point, change this. Not that one, this one in here, I think, which is the one that has the sensor card. Probably, it's not the one I want. Let's go all the way up to 8 buckets. I mean, 8's probably really high at this point. By ones, don't want to do that. But it will mean that it won't run unless I've got enough in there to make that 3rd level slate. It means we won't get to blank slates without manually doing it at the moment, but yeah, we'll have to work around what it looks like. As I said, I want to get to a point where we can have additions to it via a mob farm or a passive mob farm above it, because that works as well. All right, in our book, we can now claim this one. We need a random world, got some demon will. All right, there is a tier 2 sigil that it's telling us to make. Now, what I might make here, you can make any of these ones. I don't need the air sigil, I can fly. It's not something I'm going to need to worry about at this point in the game. Void, yeah, that's fine. All this other stuff I'm not really worried about. I might just get the seer sigil just to complete the quest. So to do this one, the seer sigil, I saw it here somewhere. It's that one there. And I didn't realize that these can be put in charm slots, so we may do that. To make the seer sigil, I need a reinforced and a sight reagent. The sight reagent is glowstone and 2 glass and my divination sigil. So now let's grab glowstone dust. Glass. And I've got my sigil here, and I've got the apprentice blood orb, which I believe I have to use that in this one, but we'll see what happens. Oh no, it's working. It just needs an orb. And I guess the amount of blood required. Nice. Site reagent. As I said, this will require another thing. I need a reinforced. I grab a reinforced, please. I'm just going to pop these blank ones back in here. Okay, so I need to do arcane ashes. And then reinforced slate. Nice. See a sigil. Okay, so you can see there's things on the left-hand side there now. Some extra things there. I'm not sure exactly what each of the extra things are. There's a inactive. Does that mean that it's got an orb in it maybe? It goes active, inactive? Yep, it's can tell when there's an orb in there. And I don't know what the buckets and other ones is, but we can work through that. Cool, so that would have completed that quest, and we're just ticking our way through. Another soul snare. Not really useful at this point. Alright, it wants us to move to imbued slates. Now, as I said, we're going to need to get to 8 buckets for us to get to an imbued slate. There are some tier 3 sigils. We've got some other runes and stuff here. New blood orb, which is going to be a block of gold and 25,000 blood or life points. And we can't store 25,000 life points at the moment. So runes of capacity is a really good idea. Runes of capacity are just imbued blank runes, some buckets, and some cobble, it looks like, or stone. And that's fairly easy to do. We can get a few of them. We just need the slates. Which slate was it? My bad. Didn't know there was a reinforced reinforced runes, I guess. So imbued. We've only got reinforced. We need to get a bunch. So, what next? I want to do this. Rituals is probably a smart thing. We do require a master ritual stone and enough ritual stones to create it. Okay. We need at least the tier 3, I think. No, at least the magicians. Yeah, so tier 3. And then we're just going to need some ritual stones, which is a lot of reinforced slates and obsidian. So I do need to work a way of getting, I don't know, mobs in here and sacrificing them myself, or chicken farm maybe. Can't stand here forever with the knife thing. That would just be silly. Cool. Don't have to hold that sigil anymore. Should be able to drop this on the ground. Yep, it was there. Be a little wasteful, but that's fine. Okay. So we either self-sacrifice or I need to bring mobs down here and put a spawner in the middle, and which I probably could actually. Do I have any? It's a bit light, isn't it? Do I have any spawner? Any good spawners that aren't broken? I think just like not the broken ones. Can I just get skellies? Maybe not. Thinking just like do a spawner agitator. Can I fix a broken spawner? The uses of it. Powered spawner. I mean, we might be able to do this. I'm just thinking of a way of just spawning some zombies or something. The skeleton's not bad. Spider's annoying. Let me have a bit of a look through here and see what I can come up with. Because if I can get one that I can use just basically in here and override it with Apotheosis. There's one. Let's try this. So with Apotheosis, if I get a Soul Lantern, I can make it ignore light, which means it'll just spawn. And then if I get the there's a way of doing redstone control. So I need quartz and a redstone comparator. So let's grab a Soul Lantern and then quartz. And do I have any redstone comparators? I do. Okay, let's try something maybe a little silly, but maybe not. A little worried about where they're going to spawn, which is why I want the redstone control. So if I pop this here, and then it was offhand, main hand, right? I need to do it the other way. What's comparator, right? Do the Soul Lantern thing. Oh, see, that's just attaching it. How do we get the Apotheosis thing to work? All right, bear with me. It's been a while. Back in a second. Okay, took a bit of mucking around. I realised I can't do it underneath down here. It needs to be on top of the altar to do this sort of arrangement, which is fine. So I've got the spawner up here, and I have tweaked it using... Oh, there's a Vengeance Spirit there somewhere, apparently. I've tweaked it using Apotheosis. Oh, come on, get up top here. The walls are just here for keeping the zombies where I need it to be. So if you look here, I've got minimum spawn delay of 100, so I've used a couple of all the modium ingots to bring that minimum spawn delay down. The spawn count I haven't updated yet. I want to try and push that a bit higher. So each time it happens, it spawns more than 4. Max entities is 16. Spawn range is 1. I brought spawn range down. I added redstone control. You have to right click with it. To add that one, the quartz needed to be in your on hand, and yeah, you had to right click it to add it. It's a bit of a muck around, but I've got it working. I also got ignores light, so that's a Soul Lantern, which you put that in the off hand and right click with your nether quartz in the on hand, your main hand, and no AI. So no AI is one of the cool bits. That's meaning that when they spawn, they just stand there. So you can see all of the things to do with Apotheosis. If I type in spawner here and I go uses, so you can go to this button here, spawner modification. We've done this one, Soul Lantern, ignores light. I've added some gas tiers to put the max entities up. I haven't done the silent one yet. Golden Apple, no AI. So I've done that one. I did this one, which brings down the minimum amount of time between spawns. And that one is going to be some unobtainium, which I don't have a ton of, I don't believe, but I probably can muck around with that. Also did this one, the spawn range. I used the quartz and the blaze rod to be able to bring it down. And as long as you have this in the right spot, will give you the negative spawn range. So I brought it down to 1. Otherwise, takes away silent. Okay. So I probably just need to do spawn count. I don't have any piglet charts. Yeah, and there, as I said, the redstone control was the comparator. So yeah, so you just need to right click with the comparator without the quartz and it'll add it in. So yeah, there's just a few bits and pieces. Ignores players. Conduit. I wonder if I've got any of that. Conduit? Not that sort of conduit. What's the Nautilus shells? Do I have any of that pearl or whatever thing is? change this to conduit. No, not that one, conduit. This one to conduit. Low. Heart of the Sea. Don't think I have any Heart of the Sea. I do. Is it a worthwhile use of it though? Probably not. Probably not at this point. But what I can do, and you can see my system's full at the moment, I do need to deal with that. If I turn this switch on, we've currently got a 3273 in here. I've got my Dagger of Sacrifice, 3273, and what you'll hear once these guys spawn in, which will take a moment, if it's not in the right range, it won't go into the Essence altar. It won't add to the LP. I'll have to go and deal with them. Wait for this noise to finish. So you can see he spawned in. There's nothing. He's not doing anything. If I take him out, you heard the noise. We're at 3861. So we've gained some here. I don't know exactly what we're gaining yet. 3861. I'll have to deal with those barbarians in a second. Come on, spawn. There's another one. 3861. 4428. A bit. It's around 550, something like that. Which is a decent. Actually, let's just leave that on. Let's go and deal with these barbarians quickly. Northwest. Northwest, out this way. Hello, barbarians. Hi, how you doing? Is that all? Thanks. I'll get back to what I was doing. Raining though, so let's sleep through the night. There's stuff floating around my head. Nowhere to put it because you know why it's not working. Spawned in. I haven't done my normal thing. I haven't jumped in here and done the warehouse connection, so that won't have been working right. I think the warehouse is full as well, which won't help. Oh, this is my system trying to dump things into the warehouse when it's probably full. Fine. There's a lot of things that they want. And nowhere really for it to go. Warehouse is full, please upgrade it. I don't agree, but it's cool. We'll have to work on what's going on there. Upgrade the warehouse. What's in the warehouse that's taking up all the space? Oh my. Oh my. Would you like some snowball? Oops. Okay. And cobble. Obviously, something. The snowballs are coming from the Twilight Forest because we've got the quarry running. Are you full? You're full. No, get out of my face. Upgrade. We've got a copper one in there. Do I go a gold one? I mean, that'll keep it going for a bit. Pop this in and then just make it a gold one. Some sticks. Oh, I'll put the gold. Wow. Gold. I asked you to put the sticks in there, not the upgrade. Boop. All right. Now holds 65,000. No. The right block. Cool. That'll go up quite quickly. I do need to obviously 300,000 cobble. Again, I need to extract some cobble from the warehouse. And snowballs. Snowballs is another thing. If I can get them to craft a bunch of snow blocks. Oh my goodness. If I do this though, will this work? While I dump a bunch of stuff in, give them some space back. That should be putting the items into my drawer because it should be a higher priority than everything else. The things we have to do for the village. They would complain if they couldn't find cobble, though. You know they would. Alright. So, again, just giving them some space to be able to do some bits and pieces. 2 drawers there, but I'm not, for some reason, not hitting it. I will have to use some snowballs for something. Anyway, let's get out of here. The use for snowballs. Cool. Down to the ground level. Let's see if I've got any friends here. Probably not because I wasn't in range. But obviously I need to now take a bunch of these guys. It's 5,000. I need to take out quite a few of these guys. So if I can get it, wanting some more entities. And that was that. More entities, more per thing. Yeah, I'm going to need a bunch of piglet charts. And then some unobtainium. I don't know how much unobtainium I have. A little bit. A little bit. So, another. I'll put you in. I'll take a lot. Look at it. Takes 10 by 10. Oof. Don't have that much of it. That's fine. I've brought it down a little bit. Oh, my system's full too. Things need to be cleaned up. Look at that, 51,000 snowballs. Might need a compacting drawer. Do I have any? Oh. Compacting drawer. Can't even do it. Is it this? Like, out of there. Thanks. Snowballs. Me. Oh, really? Can you not compact in a drawer? Why? Why is it so? Makes no sense to me. But what if I do as a snow block? I then put this in. Well, that's terrible. Just need its own standard drawer then. Draw one of them. One would have been nice, but apparently 5 is what I want. You can have snowballs in you. I will need my 2 cards. Throw stuff on the ground, it's fine. You're on the controller. You are locked to snowballs. Goodness me. And then I'm going to need some upgrades. If they can't compact it, we need to do something bigger. I mean, take this stuff out. This is a little ridiculous. Gold upgrade. Did it again. Why? Why won't you do this for me? Gold upgrade. Cool. Now I've got so much junk in my inventory that even if I want to pull out snowballs, pop them in here. It's going to be a mission. Export. Feed. Cool. And a stack upgrade. Cool. I should have cables in here. I'm going to do this. And this. And then you, sir, need to get out of my way. You. Cool. You gonna do what I asked? Don't tell me I can't insert into the front. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh. Okay. Just want to get this done. Okay, now I'm confused. I don't know. Maybe I'm just doing things wrong today. These things happen. Glad I got these stone bricks on me because I'm destroying stuff everywhere. Can you do it here? I do hope so. Yes, it's just because it was looping, I guess. I don't know how much this will hold. 8,500. I've got 50,000. And I make another one of them. And another one of these. Hold it at 131,000. I think we're good. You can have them. You can have that. This should give us some space back. I'm guessing that if we go in here, we'll find that I need to make another 256k storage disk. Would be good. 256. And one of them. You need some more red sand. Okay. Okay. Enough. And some more. Cool. $2.56. That'll take a moment. Cool. So that'll help with the snowballs in the wrong spot. Obviously, there's a bunch of things we need to do here. I'm probably rambled on enough to get what we've got going here, but I need a lot more. Did I put my sword away? Did I lose my dagger? Dagger? I did. Cool. Hey, it's at 8. So again, that's not where we need it to be right now. We need a lot more things run through here. I need a lot more things spawning. For me to get to that, though, gonna mean I need some piglet hearts. So that is something else I need to work on. I've got a strange feeling that perhaps I couldn't spawn things down there because of the permissions, but I need to double check that. I do need to go and capture another piglet. I don't know if I did that. My mob capturing tool thing. I may have, and it may still not work, which is also a possibility. Mob. No, what's it called? Not industrial. Yeah, mob imprisonment tool. Not no. Maybe I lost it. Maybe it's still up in there. That wouldn't surprise me. Aha, I did do it and it did not work. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it won't spawn. And I'm guessing it's because these things can't spawn anywhere but in the other. Which is fine. I mean, I could probably set up something like this in the other to do it, and then stand there and let them spawn for a bit and see what happens. And I may do that in between just to get things moving along. But I think I'm at the wrapping up point, so thank you all for watching. Leave your comments down below. We've got this basic little spawner thing going. It's not fantastic, but it's better than me standing here and doing it myself with the self-sacrifice dagger. I'd rather do this one. If I can just get it to spawn more items, great. There's maybe, again, another way of doing this that we can... that baby zombie. Just didn't give me what I needed. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Comments below. This will become more automated later on. We'll get a dark room, all that sort of jazz. But until then, thanks again, and I'll catch you in that next video.